started the program less than, I guess, 3 months ago now. So we've only had 2 mock debates so far, and we've been working toward this for the past few weeks, and I'm really excited to see what our students have brought. Now, they have every week come with excitement and with enthusiasm, and they've put in so much work the past 2 weeks that I can't wait to see what they bring. So our first debate topic for today is whether or not the government should spend money on a space program. And it's something that a lot of people enjoy, but it costs a lot of money. So to argue that, we have 2 6th grade teams. And the team that supports the government spending money on a space program is led by Evan Yelsey.
Hi, my name is Zach, and I strongly believe that the government should spend money on space exploration. The reason is because NASA improved our technology by a lot. They improved the computers, and back then computers were just a single calculator, or it was like a calculator, and you gave it information and it would do it. They needed a way to improve the computers, so they figured out how to connect all the computers from scratch. The internet is basically like a whole bunch of computers, computers connected by the World Wide Web or satellites. They sped up the process of computers being created by like 30 years. And if, for example, well, our technology wouldn't be the same because, let's say, Steve Jobs needed the computer, the way the computer worked to make his iPads or his iPods and all his work. And Steve Jobs wouldn't be alive in 30 years. Another reason it changes our technology because our technology is GPSs. GPSs are used from satellites, and without GPSs, it would be like maps and Lewis and Clark, and those aren't acronyms. I admit NASA is a little bit expensive, but it's only 0.53% of a yearly budget. And scientists have discovered $1 billion worth of metals on asteroids, so we can send drones up there and mine for the metals, and we can gain all our money back. And because of space,
you said about the satellites, how that directed GPSs. Well, the satellite didn't explore anything from space. It was just shooting down. It didn't explore anything from other planets.
yeah, but we have a Hubble Space Telescope that does, and satellites also help the Earth fly a lot. Okay. Because of the space program, we feel secure because, let's say there's a solar flare coming from the sun. We wouldn't know when it would hit, and we wouldn't know how big it was, and we wouldn't even know what it is. Well, now, because we have the space program, now we know and we can be alert. Another example is, let's say an asteroid come to hit Earth. We would know how to stop it because of the space program. NASA also helps with war and peace. It helps with war because we can send spy satellites and missiles that go up into space, so we can know where it's going to hit. So in conclusion, wait, it's not finished. Okay, it helps with peace because all countries work together in the International Space Station. So in conclusion, without the space program, we would, the technology wouldn't be the same. I think.
Hi, my name is Julian, and I'm debating why we should spend more money on humanity than the space program. NASA wants to use the money to go to Mars, and maybe enough time so people can live there, but Mars is a dead planet. They haven't found any life on it, and there's no oxygen, plants, or water so humans can live there. And our economy isn't doing well. The government needs to focus on people in need that don't even have a house that they can live in. And they are spending, yeah.
Well, the space program actually provides a lot of jobs because we get to think about all the engineers that have to be hired, the scientists and the astronauts that they have, what they have to do. They're going to have jobs, and that's their job.
But then, if we spend less on the space program, we could have had the money to save for jobs. We could have paid more people in need for jobs, like people who don't make that much money on it. So the government needs to spend on our economy. We need to spend money on saving lives and doing something that we don't need. 18 people have died from our space program. This money could have been used to save cures. We are in debt from waste.
But they accept the risk and they take challenges. They just do it because they want to bring pride to the country.
But then the money that was used on the spaceships, that could have been used for better uses. We are in debt from wasting money like the space program. We wasted $3.1 trillion on the, yeah.
The NASA only is only 0.5% of the yearly budget, and it's not. It's mainly the NASA has been going for 50 years and only been $823 million, and the Afghanistan and Iraq war have gone over 10 years since $800 million.
Well, the 3.1 trillion, the 0.53 might seem like not a lot, but it's $3.1 trillion that we could have been used for our economy. See, the U.S. is $16 trillion in debt, and one of those reasons is because of the space program. We also could spend money on war. We are fighting a war against terrorism, and that money could have been used for food and water for our soldiers and better care for them. We also could spend money on job creation. We don't have that many jobs in the U.S. Over 14 million people are unemployed. So, if we spend less on the space program, we could have had more money to make more jobs that people could go in. I do respect the space program, but I think humanity in our life is not better, but we need life, because if we didn't have life and care, we couldn't have had the space program. So in conclusion, I think we should spend more money on humanity, but spend less money on space exploration.
Hello, my name is Evan, and I'm on the side that the U.S. should spend more money on the space exploration. Everything that the space exploration does is to help make the future better for humanity. They want to create better technology and make people in the future have a better life, and they want to improve people's lives. The NASA program costs about $832 billion for 52 years, and the Iraq War and Afghanistan War, they costed about $830 billion. So they're really close together, and they've only been going on for less than 10 years. So NASA hasn't spent that much. Space exploration is used to improve technologies that we have. Like the computers, they made them a lot better because they can make it where the information from one computer can go to the other. And without that, they wouldn't be able to send people to the moon. We wouldn't have GPSs because the satellite wouldn't be able to take a picture of it and send it back to Earth and actually tell you where it is. And the old maps would get out of date and they wouldn't work anymore because the neighborhood could get torn down and you don't know where it is. You need a lot of engineers to fix all those space shuttles in like a month or two before they fly off again. Professor J. Richard Gott and Stephen Hawking say the Earth will die out in about 5,000 years because the dinosaurs stayed around for about 175 million years, but that was before pollution or anything. And the more pollution, the faster it's gonna die out. And the Mayans stayed around for about almost 2,000 years, but their civilization died out, and they're still a human race, but things do die out because nothing lives forever. The stars just in space. Our sun has a life cycle. It will die soon. It will die at some point. Nothing will last forever. Space exploration is a good source of pride because if you live in that country, you can say, my country has sent someone up to the moon and successfully brought them back, and you can take pride in that. With space exploration, our defense system the U.S. defense system would not be as good as it is today. But they have learned that you can send a rocket up into space, and since the orbit is turning one way, you can send it the other way, and it'll go faster around it, and they can hit a target faster than sending it around in the atmosphere. Without space exploration, we would not have satellites, GPS, microwaves, and you would not have long-distance calls from, like if you wanted to call a different person on a different continent, because there's no telephone wires that will run from that continent to another one. So it had to use satellites to beam signal from you to the other person on the other place. So in conclusion, I think that space exploration needs more money because whatever space exploration does is to better the future, and it will help the citizens in any way you go.
Hello, my name is Ryan, and I'm debating that we should spend the money on people rather than spending the money on space exploration. Well, we should spend the money on people in space because taking care of our people is more important than learning about space. First, we should care more about our economy and people. Our economy,
If we learn more about space, we know about our Earth's history and that it can help us in the future.
well, still, like, if we would take care of our people. Well, we could take care of our people probably faster, and then learn about space. So our economy is in severe debt. So are some other countries. In conclusion, I think our government should spend more money on our people rather than spending more money on space exploration.
Hi, my name is Brandon, and I believe that the government should spend more money on space exploration. They say that space exploration does not do anything for humanity, but I disagree because space exploration's main objective is to find more about space and explore the unknown. It is for curing diseases, and we could help find more materials that are in space. And space exploration can find new homes for humanity when Earth starts to die out. Space exploration is better for humanity. Without NASA, our computers wouldn't be as advanced as today because NASA learned how to store memory into computers. Before that, computers were used by putting cards with punched holes in them, and then the computers would send back the results. But then NASA improved computers by connecting a whole bunch of computers together, and then they could send information from one computer to another computer. They say that space exploration is a waste of money, but I disagree because each year NASA costs about $16 billion, and that's one of the smallest U.S. budgets. NASA first started in 1958 and has been here for about 52 years. And so far NASA has cost up to $832 billion, while the Iraq War has cost up to $803 billion and has already been going on for 10 years, at least 10 years. So NASA is not a big waste of money. And the price goes up for $1,000 each 10 seconds for the Iraq War. They say that space exploration is risky for humans and astronauts, but I disagree because Neil Armstrong would not be known as the first man would be the first man to step on the moon if there was no space exploration. He chose to go into space because he wanted to bring pride to his country, and it was a big step for mankind. In conclusion, I believe that the government should spend more money on space exploration instead, and that space exploration is about 0.53% of the U.S. budget. Okay. Hi, my name is Amar, and I'm on the side of why we should spend money on humanity instead of the space program. They say that computers have advanced because of NASA, but that was only for the U.S. Other countries advanced their computers, and they don't have like any type of space program at all. They also say that we only spent 0.53% of the U.S. budget on space exploration, but that's actually $3.1 trillion spent on it. They say because of the space exploration, it gave the country a feeling of satisfaction. That may be true, but really helping our people is more important than having a sense of satisfaction. That other money could be used to be spent to cure diseases like cancer or people with disabilities. Most of the money that we do spend on NASA, they say that because without NASA we wouldn't know anything about Earth, but really most of the things we found out about Earth was actually under the ground and inside, not because of outside in space.
Well, we actually know a lot about Earth because we know about the weather and satellites.
But that's only the weather. We found about most about other things like volcanoes and how land formed because because we checked underground. They also say that the war spent more money than the space exploration, but really the war is more necessary because it keeps us safe. They also say that because of the pollution, more people are dying on Earth, but anywhere we go else in space, we will probably take that pollution with us. So,
It's not killing the people now. It will kill the Earth. It's sped up the process. We destroyed our own home.
but even if we went anywhere else, we would probably take that with us, so we just keep moving, even if it was all gone. Okay, so in conclusion, I think that we should spend more money on humanity because that way we can find ways to cure diseases like cancer and people with disabilities.
That concludes the 6th grade debate. I want you to think back on what happened here, though. You'll notice that each team sent up 2 team members to present their case, their side of the argument. They're trying to convince you of their point of view. And the last team member for each team, their job was to argue against the points the other team made. They had to refute the other team. So I hope one of these teams, if not both of these teams, convinced you of their point of view. And we do have a panel of judges that at the end of the next performance will be telling us who they think deserves to win the debate and why. What we're going to do now is we're going to switch to our second debate, which is with the older kids of 7th grade against 8th grade. It's very exciting. So 6th graders, great.
Round of applause for 6th grade. Hey guys, hey guys.
I didn't. Yeah, I